In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a magic 8-ball with a clickable ask button that we can put in some random answers for. I'm going to start out by just making my magic 8-ball. So I'm going to make a large black circle, and then I'm going to put a smaller purple circle inside of that. The next thing that I'll do is make a rectangle in the lower right-hand corner. You can really customize this, make it look like whatever you want. Choose different colors if you'd like. I'm just going to add in a rectangle at the lower right-hand corner. That'll be my clickable button. If you haven't watched the video on how to do clickable buttons, you should pause the video, do that now, and then you can come back and code along. But it's really important that you understand how to make a clickable button before we get into that part of the video. It's going to go pretty fast. So I'm going to put in my rectangle. I'm going to I'm just going to modify my text a little bit, add in a text font, add in a text size, and then I'll put my text, and I just want it to say ask. So I'll put in quotation marks, ASK. I'll give it a location to go to, and then I'm going to see that it's not appearing, and that's because it's picking up on the last fill command that I put in, which was the purple. That is the same color as the button. So I'm going to add in a fill command, change my text font to something I like a little bit more, change the size to be a little bit bigger, and then because I am a perfectionist, I am going to make sure it's exactly in the center of that button. And you really don't have to do this if you don't want to. It'll just make your final product look a little bit nicer if you spend the time working on this. So I like the way that looks. I'm going to put in my button, and as you've seen me before, I'm going to add some slashes in front of my button so that the computer isn't picking up on any of the code that I'm writing. So I'm going to say if my mouse's X is greater than 400, which is the left side of the button, and it's less than 550, which is the right side. If my mouse's Y coordinate is greater than 250, which is the top line, and if my mouse's Y coordinate is less than 350, which is the bottom line, then if I press my mouse, I'm going to make sure that each of my opening curly brackets is matched up with a closing curly bracket, and I'm going to get rid of the slashes and press my pretty button just to make it look nice. So before we tell it what to do, we have to add in a few variables. So we're going to add in a variable called result. That's just 2 quotation marks with nothing in between them, not even a space. That's how we're going to have our result appear inside of the circle of our magic 8-ball. Then we're going to make an array for answers. So inside of our variable, right after the equal sign, we're going to make some square brackets. Inside of quotation marks, we'll put each one of our answers. I'm just going to put yes, no, maybe. You can put as many of these as you like, as long as you put them in quotation marks and put a comma between each one. Inside of my button that I'm previously made, I'm going to say result equals random and then in parentheses answer. That's going to mean the result, which I'm putting right now as a text command in the inside of my purple circle, is going to be a random selection of one of those 3 answers. So now you can see as I'm clicking on my ask button, a random answer is coming up. So inside of your button logic, saying result equals random and then in parentheses answers will come up with a random selection from your list. Like I said, add in as many as you would like. Just make sure that they're in quotation marks and that you put a comma between each one.